Hello, happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. I hope you have your green on today. Mrs. Feltman and I had planned on wearing these fun headbands to school today, so since it's St. Patrick's Day and I had to wear green, I thought, well, I can still wear them even though I'm at home. And I knew I'd be recording a video for you guys today, so I thought, of course, I want to share it with all my kids because I know they'll love it too. And Miss McNamara doesn't typically wear cool headgear every day to school, so I wanted to make sure you got to see it. I'd like to say thanks to Anvita for sharing her leprechaun trap that she made. It was awesome. I loved the creativity that she used as she was putting it all together, and I loved seeing the picture of it. I love the sharing that we can do on Parent Square. So if you still have a trap that you made and you want Mom or Dad to maybe take a picture of it and upload it to Parent Square, I would love to see it. Even your drawings, if you weren't able to make one and you drew one, I would love to see it. It's a good way for me to just kind of see what you're doing while you're at home. Today we're going to read a story about a leprechaun on the loose. A leprechaun was loose in the classroom, and Sydney was the only one who knew it. Sydney saw teeny tiny green footprints on the floor. He followed them to the table where Mrs. Yoder had cupcakes for their St. Patrick's Day party. Sydney peeked inside the box. All the green icing had been licked off the cupcakes. Sydney set out to find that leprechaun. It was plain bad luck when he stepped on his own shoelace. Oof, whoosh, splat! Sydney fell right on the table. Sydney ruined our party snack, Della Puddington told everyone when Mrs. Yoder threw away the squished box. I didn't do it, Sydney said. It was the leprechaun. An itty-bitty hee-hee-hee came from behind the fish tank, but Sydney was the only one who heard it. During reading time, Sydney noticed something was wrong with the fish. He sneaked to the back of the room and looked into the tank. The leprechaun was swimming the backstroke, and the fish definitely were not happy. Sydney dove after the leprechaun. Plop, kerplunk, sploosh. Water soaked the table. Sydney ruined our decorations, Della cried when Mrs. Yoder threw away the soggy paper shamrocks. I didn't do it, Sydney said. It was the leprechaun. Sydney was sure he had heard a tiny little ha-ha-ha as he mopped up the mess. During science class, Sydney heard a creak, creak, creak coming from the hamster's cage. Sydney tiptoed to the cage. He carefully opened the door and came face to face with the leprechaun. While Sydney and the leprechaun stared at each other, the hamster ran out of the door and across the table. Sydney dived after the hamster. Boom! Bam! Crash! Sydney fell against the table. Juice went everywhere just as the hamster scurried out of sight. Our juice is gone, Della said with a sniffle. So are the decorations and all of our cupcakes. Sydney ruined our St. Patrick's Day party. Sydney was sure he had heard a faint tee-hee-hee from behind the stack of reading books. Nobody believed that Sydney didn't do it. There was only one thing for him to do. He had to catch that leprechaun. At recess, Sydney sneaked past his teacher and ran to the art corner. Everything he needed was there. Sydney pounded and snapped and glued. Perfect, he said when he finished his leprechaun trap. Then he hurried into the lunchroom and looked through the lunch trays until he found a stinky tidbit of corned beef. Oops. Sydney carefully reached inside his leprechaun trap with the bait. Just then, his foot knocked into the back of the trap. Swish, clang, zing! Sydney was caught inside. He heard the tippity-tap-tippity of itty-bitty boots. I do believe I've caught me a boy, that I have, said the leprechaun with a grin. Let me out, Sydney begged. The tiny man scratched under his tall green hat. Now why should I be wanting to do a thing such as that? Sydney thought fast. "Come closer and I'll tell you a secret," he said. "Secret? I love secrets," said the leprechaun as he inched forward. That's when Sydney made his move. He reached out and tickled the leprechaun right under the chin. Ha ha ha, hee hee hee, ho ho ho. The leprechaun fell down and hit the trap door. The door flew open. Sydney rolled out and pushed the leprechaun inside. Swish, clang, zing. "I've got you," Sydney yelled. "Now I can prove that you ruined the party, not me." "Party?" said the little man. "I'll make you a deal. Let me go and I'll save the party. Then I'll be gone and you'll never see me again." "How can a leprechaun save our party?" Sydney asked. "With me treasure, of course." Should he keep the leprechaun and prove he didn't ruin everything? Sydney wondered. Or should he let the leprechaun go home and save the party for all of his friends? What do you think he should do? Should he keep the leprechaun so everybody can see him and they would know that he wasn't lying about all the things that had happened that day? Or should he let the leprechaun go and use the treasure to make the party wonderful? What do you think? Let's see what he does. Sydney was running out of time. His class was right outside the door. He had to decide. "Quick, tell me where your treasure is," Sydney said. He leaned close and the leprechaun whispered in his ear. Sydney knew a deal was a deal. He opened the trap door and watched the leprechaun climb out. The leprechaun turned one last time and tipped his hat at Sydney. Then the teeny tiny man slipped out the window and was gone. Sydney found the treasure right where the leprechaun said it would be. It was just what he needed to save the party. So take a look at the treasure. I do see some gold coins, but I see the cupcakes and balloons and the juice and all the things that had been lost throughout the day because the leprechaun was being a silly little guy. The class cheered. Even Della Puddington smiled at Sydney. Mrs. Yoder wasn't mad at him anymore, even if she didn't quite believe where Sydney got the party supplies. Sydney was finally able to forget all of the trouble the leprechaun had caused. Then Sydney heard something terrible. "Excuse me, lad," said a tiny voice from behind Sydney's box of crowns. "I'm looking for me brother. Have you seen him anywhere?" Uh-oh. So that's not the same leprechaun. That's another little leprechaun. That's the leprechaun's little brother leprechaun. And he's looking for the brother. I wonder if more mischief will happen because he's there. I don't know. We'll find out. So one thing I thought would be fun today to do at home would be to make a list of things that are green. Since it is St. Patrick's Day, I thought making a list of things that maybe you see around the house or maybe you just know are green would kind of be fun. So if you see my chart behind me, I've got my green markers ready to write. Also, I have my luckiest teacher ever shirt on. Also planning to wear this today, but I couldn't, but it's just for you guys. So things that are green. So I'm thinking about things maybe that I like to eat that are green. And one thing that I know that is green is an apple. So when I write the word apple, I'm going to think about all the sounds that I hear. So apple. The first sound I hear in apple is a. So a says a. Apple. 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 So I know apples are green. So as I'm writing each word, I'm trying to hear all the sounds in the word, and I'm trying to write the letters that match the sounds that I'm saying. So try real hard to either stretch out your word, or you can even tap out your sounds like we do sometimes. So apple. Something else that I know that is green that I like to eat are pickles. Pickles. So I'm thinking of all the sounds I hear in pickles. P, 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 k, o, s, p, ick, o's, pickles. All right. Now let's see. Oh, I know an animal that is green, and actually we read a story about this animal last week, and it is a frog. 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 G. Frog. 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 All right, let's see what else. Well, I'm looking out my window right now, and what I see are trees. And although the trees have no leaves on them, I do know that in springtime, which is coming soon, I will see lots of green leaves. So something else that is green that I want to add to my list is a leaf. Leaf. O-E-F. Leaf. Leaf. Okay. Let's see, one other thing. Ooh, I know one other animal that is green, and it is slow, and it has a hard shell. Do you know what it is? Turtle. 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 Okay. Turd. Turtle. 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 All right. So things that I know that are green are apples, pickles, frogs, a leaf, and turtles. So my challenge for you today is to create your own list. I'll try to make at least 5 things, see what you can come up with. And after you have a list of 5, if you want to keep on going and writing, maybe a good idea would be to try to write a sentence about one of those things. If I wanted to write a sentence about an apple, I could say, I see the green apple. And as you're writing your sentence, just remember the very important 3 things that we need when we write a sentence: a capital letter, spaces, and a period or some type of punctuation. If you're asking a question, just make sure you use a question mark. Again, if you make a list and you write a wonderful sentence, or even if you draw pictures to match what the words that you write on your list, that would be awesome too. I would love to see what you're doing at home. So please, if you have great work and you want to show and share, please have mom or dad take a picture and they can send it to me on Parent Square. I will also have links to a couple cool things. Our green song, Green, Green. I am going to have a link to that song because green is the color of the day for sure. And also, I have a directed drawing today. If you would like to draw a rainbow and a pot of gold, I will leave a video that will show you step by step how to do that. I think that is it for today, parents. I will also have another link for you with some free websites that are great for kindergartners today too. Again, if you have any questions, concerns, kids, I'd love to see your work. Please reach out to me. Our book for tomorrow is about space. Planet Name Game. That's what we'll be reading tomorrow, so I can't wait to do it. I hope you all have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.